We're here in Specialized Design Room, and as you can see around, there are all kinds of colorful one-off bikes, mainly done for the artistic fun of it. But when the money is really on the line, Mike, and the professional teams come to you asking for the best possible bikes to win the great European road races, these are the kinds of bikes that you produce.
That's right, Rich. And one of the things, the founding principle of Specialized is focusing on the rider's needs. So the way we develop product is by working with the top athletes, and we're fortunate to have the best teams, and it's been a long time coming, 40 years to get where we are today.
Well, an example in this bike, the Venge, the best known sprinter in the world, Mark Cavendish, will be riding on a bike like this in the Tour de France and other races. What are the subtle differences between what Cavendish might have been riding last year?
Sure. Well, I mean, there's some quite big differences when you look at the engineering, technology aspects of it. The main thing is it balances the three important elements of going fast on a bike: aerodynamics, stiffness, and weight. Typically, older designs of bikes, the more traditional way to do it was to make it either stiff or light, or make it just aerodynamic. And to do either of those two things are relatively easy, but to marry them into one platform, that's where the engineering challenge comes in.
You guys really opened eyes in the cycling world when you teamed with Formula One race car team McLaren to do joint design of the Venge. Why go so high up the chain to partner with an F1 team?
Well, as an engineer, I mean, we want to learn as much as we can, of course. So we go to the experts, right? They are the experts in some very specific things, including composite layup and analysis. So we took this Venge. We had the Venge already essentially designed. It was being tested at that point with the S-Works layup. And they saw this platform and said, wow, this is a perfect launching pad for what we can help you with. So really what ended up happening is they designed a totally bespoke layup. Layup being the orientation of the carbon fiber layers, right? About 100 grams lighter, quite a bit stiffer, and really retains all the same aerodynamic attributes that this bike does.
Well, the stiffness really counts. If you were to watch a slow motion video of a very powerful sprinter getting the bike up to 45 miles an hour, you would see this part of the bike is actually flexing quite a bit.
That's right.
You want some flex, but that drains energy too.
Well, you always want some flex where you need it. You don't want all that stiffness going into the rider, because that's not a very pleasant experience. So generally, we want stiffness where we need it. In the example of a rider pedaling really hard or sprinting, of course, we want to have a very stiff chassis. Having the width here in the head tube really matters. And carrying that width down into the down tube really allows this area to flex less under load. Another area, Rich, is essentially the drivetrain stiffness. So if we have a drivetrain, chainstays that are very narrow and very flexible, when you pedal that hard, the bike's going to be going side to side, right? So we manufacture it in such a way that the bottom bracket area and chainstays are all molded in one piece, and the cross section is significantly beefed up for stiffness.
Anybody who's watched Olympic cycling or great races like the Tour de France, there's usually a part of the race called the individual time trial, and that's where you make bikes like this. This is the Specialized Shiv. Mike, talk about all the technology that goes into a great time trial bike.
Well, the Shiv, the time trial, is one of the most critical parts of the race of the Tour de France, and designing that bike to be the most aerodynamic is really a big feat. In fact, when we designed this, we had to redesign it 2 different times because it was too fast. It was too aerodynamic, so the UCI made us change it. But really having this very sleek bike like this, it makes a big difference, the aerodynamic profile, just like a wing of an airplane.
I know you've been asked this question throughout your 40 years, but you look at a bike like this with all the computer-aided design and the wind tunnel testing and the exotic materials, and you say, how can they possibly get any better? Can they get any better?
They can. And every year, we always say innovate or die, and every year the bikes do get better. And 7 to 10 years from now, you'll be looking at a bike like this, and you'll think, this looks really old, and this weighs, 16 pounds. That's heavy. The new bikes weigh 12 pounds. and they're more aerodynamic and stiffer.
All these boys out there who have been thinking that girls are getting impressed by them are right. But to a little extent, it's actually your bikes which attracts us more. They are so damn hot. BMW G310R. BMW G310R features a sharp and aggressive design. Power source of this bike is a 313cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled 4-stroke engine paired with a 6-speed transmission. The engine kicks out 33.53 horsepower of peak power at 9,500 rpm and 28 Nm of peak torque at 7,500 rpm as well. The expected launch is around early 2017, having a prize money of around 2 lakhs to rupees 2.75 lakhs. 2017 KTM Duke 390. The power source is the 373cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled engine which is mated to 6-speed transmission. The outgoing KTM Duke 390 is priced around rupees 2 lakhs. Expected the upcoming model to come are priced a bit higher because it gets disc brakes combined with dual channel ABS doing the braking duty. Bajaj Kratos 400. The premium 400cc motorcycle is expected to launch soon in Indian market. Power source for the bike is a 373.2cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled 4-stroke engine paired with a 6-speed transmission. The engine is well capable to churn out around 34.51 horsepower of peak power at 8,000 rpm. The bike is going to launch in November this year and expected a price tag of around 1.8 lakh to 2.2 lakhs. Honda CBR 250RR. The CBR 250RR comes with a sharp design and a sculpted appearance. Power is drawn from a newly developed 250cc parallel twin liquid-cooled 4-stroke engine which can kick out 38 horsepower of peak power and 25 Nm of peak torque. Expected launch date is mid of 2018 and the price is around 3 lakhs to 3.5 lakhs. Bajaj Pulsar RS 400. The bike is expected to launch soon in Indian market and expected a price tag of rupees 1.6 lakh to 2 lakhs for this model. The sporty looking Pulsar RS 400 gets telescoping front forks and a rare monoshock on suspension front. The upcoming Bajaj Pulsar RS 400 will be a 373.2cc lightweight engine. Hero HX 250R. It comes with a single pod instrument cluster and expected it to get digital display. Power source for Hero HX 250R is a 249cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled 4-stroke engine. The engine is capable to churn out 31 horsepower of peak power and 26 Nm of peak torque. The bike is likely to deliver fuel economy of around 35 kmpl. Expected launch date is around mid-2017 with an expected prize money of rupees 1.5 lakh to 1.7 lakh. Suzuki GSX S125. It takes power from a 124.4cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled 4-value engine which is shared with GSX R125. The expected launch date is 2017 with a prize money of rupees 90,000. Benelli TNT 135. Power source for the upcoming Benelli TNT 135 is a 135cc single-cylinder air-cooled 4-stroke dual-spark engine. The engine is mated to a 5-speed transmission and churns out 12.6 horsepower of peak power at 9,000 rpm and 10.8 Nm of peak torque at 7,000 rpm. Fuel economy could go around 50 kmpl to 55 kmpl, which is pretty impressive. Expected launch date is around early 2017 with a prize money of 1.3 lakhs to 1.5 lakhs. Kawasaki Z250 SL. Power source for the Kawasaki Z250SL is a 249cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled engine. The engine is mated to a 6-speed transmission and churns out 28 PS of 9,700 RPM and 23 Nm of peak torque at 8,200 RPM. Once launched, the bike will get a price tag of around Rs 2.5 lakh, which will make it the most affordable Kawasaki model in the country ever. Suzuki Gixxer 250. It is a stylish and sporty bike which takes design cue from its larger sibling GSX R1000. Power source for 178 kg. It is a 248cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine with eco-performance technology. The engine is paired with a 6-speed transmission and churns out 24.7 HP of peak power of 8,000 RPM and 23.3 Nm of peak torque at 6,500 RPM. The expected launch date is late in 2017, having a prize money of around 1.5 lakhs to 1.8 lakhs. So do not forget to subscribe to our channel and like your videos on Twitter and Facebook.